TMC MP is denying these allegations, sending a legal notice now to the BJP MP Nishikant Dubey. In its very first response, the government says it's shameful and shocking if the allegations on the TMC MP are found to be true. In more news, the ED and the CBI are telling the Supreme Court they are contemplating to make the Aam Aadmi Party an accused in the Liquorgate scam. Massive controversy after crores are seized by the IT department and raids. The BJP is firing corruption charge. The story developing in from Karnataka. Israel demolishing the Hamas terror infrastructure in Gaza, striking the Hezbollah posts in Lebanon. And Israel increasing the deployment of troops at the Israel-Egypt border amidst mounting tensions. Hello and a very good evening. The show is called The Burning Question and I'm Deepthi Sachdeva. Usually on the show, ladies and gentlemen, we put out stories that matter, the stories that will help formulate a lot of opinions. Remember, we are just at the start of a huge election season. We'll be seeing winter elections, then the big elections of 2024. And in all these elections, and in elections that we have seen earlier, corruption is a huge driving point. Remember, when it comes to corruption, what is the first thing that comes to our mind? A party that has its genesis in the anti-corruption movement, India Against Corruption. We all remember this. And these figures that you see on our screens right now, whether it's Arvind Kejriwal, whether it is Sanjay Singh, whether it is Manish Sisodia, there are serious charges of corruption against the Aam Aadmi Party. What is making matters worse is that Sanjay Singh continues to be in custody. Manish Sisodia also continues to be in custody. Arvind Kejriwal, again, there are a lot of allegations of corruption also against him. I say allegations because these are allegations that have been raised by the BJP, and unless and until, remember, they are proved in a court of law, we will say that these are allegations. But there is this taint of corruption that the Aam Aadmi Party has to deal with. Now, there are a number of scams, there are a number of stories. But the story we are putting our focus on is the Liquorgate scam. Now, Liquorgate scam, remember, is again a story that has seen two important arrests, whether it is Manish Sisodia, whether it is Sanjay Singh. And interestingly, the Supreme Court earlier today, for those of you not very familiar with the course of the entire story, remember, was hearing the bail plea of Manish Sisodia. During the entire course, allow me to quote what the court has said. Now, during the course of the hearing, Justice Khanna says that a person cannot be kept behind bars indefinitely merely because the hearing on charges before the trial court has not commenced. To that, the ASG quickly responded. The ASG here is, remember, responding on behalf of the Enforcement Directorate and the CBI. He says, listen to this very carefully, that we are contemplating making the Aam Aadmi Party an accused. He says, I have instructions. That is a huge development in the entire case. Let's bring up exactly what the ASG has said in the court today and why the story merits a conversation. He says, and I quote him now, we are contemplating making the Aam Aadmi Party an accused and invoking Section 70 of the PMLA, that is the Prevention of Money Laundering Act, to probe it additionally with respect to vicarious liability. This is what the ASG SV Raju has said in the court. He was representing the CBI, the Enforcement Directorate, in the case. Now you would say, what kind of a story is this? Can the Aam Aadmi Party be named as accused? Now, what the agencies have maintained for the longest time is that all this money that came in from Liquorgate, and in fact we'll put out those images of Arvind Kejriwal, Sanjay Singh and Manish Sisodia back on the screen, because these are important figures when you think of the Liquorgate scam. Remember a party that has its genesis in the anti-corruption movement, a party that said hum kattar imandar party hain. Imagine what will happen in case the agencies decide to name the AAP as an accused in the Liquorgate scam. It will be the first time ever that you will have a political party being named as an accused. What would this mean for the AAP? Will the AAP lose its election symbol? Will the AAP cease to exist as a national party, the tag that they have just got? What happens to the forthcoming elections? What happens to the big battle of 2024? The Aam Aadmi Party till now has been very cautious in its response, but the BJP says that the Aam Aadmi Party, ladies and gentlemen, is the engine of this corruption. And it's being driven by nobody else but Arvind Kejriwal. Let's quickly bring up the entire story and then we'll get responses from the opposition, from the BJP, from the AAP on this story that possibly in the next few hours could become a big talking point.
The central agencies are contemplating to name Aam Aadmi Party as one of the accused in the Delhi Liquorgate scam. The development comes amid Supreme Court hearing on former Delhi Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia's bail pleas in ED and CBI cases related to Liquorgate. The Additional Solicitor General S.V. Raju, representing ED, informed Apex Court that AAP could be made an accused in the Delhi excise policy case. Opposing ASG, Sisodia's advocate Dr. Singhvi claimed agencies are working under government's instructions. The BJP, in the meantime, has welcomed central agencies' move.
हम पहले दिन से एक बात कह रहे हैं कि पूरी की पूरी आम आदमी पार्टी भ्रष्टाचार में लिप्त है और जहाँ तक शराब घोटाले की बात है, मनीष सिसोदिया जेल में है, संजय सिंह भी जेल में है और अरविंद केजरीवाल इस पूरे घोटाले के सूत्रधार हैं। ये बात हम पहले दिन से कह रहे हैं और अगर आम आदमी पार्टी को जांच एजेंसी कह रही है कि हम पार्टी बनाएंगे तो सीधा सीधा उसके कन्वीनर अरविंद केजरीवाल है, उसकी आंच उन पर तो आएगी और अरविंद केजरीवाल को जवाब भी देना चाहिए।
आज कोर्ट में एएसजी साहब ने बताया बिल्कुल सेक्शन 70 को इन्वोक किया जाएगा और आम आदमी पार्टी को भी इसमें अक्यूज्ड बनाया जाएगा। मतलब अरविंद केजरीवाल जो सरगना था शराब घोटाले का, अब उसके भी दबोच होगी। पैसा इकट्ठा करके ज़्यादतें बनानी, पार्टी के नाम पे चुनाव लड़ने के लिए खातों में जमा कराना, लोगों को देना और फिर उसके नाम से पैसे फिर इकट्ठे करने, ये जो मोटस ऑपरेंडी थी ये एक्सपोज हुई है।
Given two top AAP leaders are named as accused and are currently lodged in jail in Delhi liquor scam. All eyes will be on the SC decision that has now asked ASG to clarify on ED's next move tomorrow.
So what happens in case the agencies actually decide to make the Aam Aadmi Party an accused in the entire case? The first time ever that you will have a political party being named as an accused. What could this mean for the politics, for the party itself? I think those are important questions that we'll try to find answers to. And quickly, before I say good evening to our panel of guests joining us, a lot of you have been wondering what is this section 70 of the PMLA, that is the Prevention of Money Laundering Act. So this says where a person committing a contravention of any of the provisions of this act or of any rule, direction or an order made thereunder as a company, every person who at that time the contravention was committed was in charge of and was responsible to the company for the conduct of the business of the company as well, it says shall be deemed to be guilty of the contravention, shall be liable to be proceeded against and punished accordingly. Now the agencies here believe, RP Singh Saab, as I say good evening to you, along with Abhinandita also of the Aam Aadmi Party, and Kapil Madan, who's also a lawyer, he also leans towards the Congress, and we also have a former CBI officer, Mr. S. Kumar, joining us on the broadcast. RP Singh Saab, the agencies here believe that the proceeds of the crime or the money possibly from this alleged Liquorgate scam has travelled to the Aam Aadmi Party. The Aam Aadmi Party has used that, that's the allegation, to pump that into elections that have been held. But how will this be done? Can this be proved? Or is this just an alibi to buy more time? The Aam Aadmi Party says, RP Singh Saab, कि आप उन्हें हरा तो नहीं सकते, So you will keep doing this, the seesaw politics that we are seeing again and again. But I quickly want to get in before our politicians jump into this conversation. S. Kumar, who's a former CBI officer, into the conversation, sir. Tell me something. Can a political party, sir, be named as an accused in this case? And what would that mean?
The PMLA section says any person. The person can be any party, any private sector firm, public sector firm, or a partnership firm, or a individual legal person. So, if the money trail is found, we, the people of Delhi, have already seen 1+1 bottles and the huge sale of liquor all around Delhi, and then on the intervention of LG, the policy was shelved, and then the investigation is going on as per law, and the money trail has been found to the coffers of the party, Aam Aadmi Party. Probably in the Honorable Supreme Court, in one of the hearings, it came up if the Aam Aadmi Party is the beneficiary, is it being named as one of the accused. So the agencies, Enforcement Directorate and CBI have probably looked into it and found that since the beneficiary of this proceeds of this Liquorgate, the excise scam, has reached the party coffers and the funds have been used in the Goa elections and elsewhere. So the beneficiary is the party and the office bearers of the main office bearers of the party. So there is no legal hassle in making the party as one of the accused. I think that that is very clear.
Okay. That just in case the agencies believe and they have found a money trail that is reaching the coffers of the Aam Aadmi Party, they will name the Aam Aadmi Party Abhinandita. So in case the agencies decide to do that tomorrow, I mean, can you think of what happens to the Aam Aadmi Party Abhinandita? Because this is a party that has its genesis in the anti-corruption movement.
Good evening to you and your viewers as well. I am totally not surprised. We are not surprised at all by what is happening and how the Aam Aadmi Party is being targeted. I must set the record straight. Until now, we are only we're only a decade-old party. And until now, there have been 170 cases against us out of 140. In 140, we have found relief from the courts because nothing was proven. Similarly, now the same thing is going to happen in this bogus, Liquorgate, so to speak, and nothing is going to come out of it because really there is no evidence. And if you listen to the court, what is the court saying? The court is saying कि भैया 1 साल हो गया है आप लोगों को, कुछ तो सबूत लाइए. Accused has turned approver. That is not sabut. So the court is merely saying that you must bring some evidence on board. And it is very interesting that the reason why continuously the script written in the BJP involves the ED, because everybody knows that it's very, very hard to get bail in PMLA cases, and which is why a case like this has been fabricated against the Aam Aadmi Party. So we have no doubts that they are going to keep going after the Aam Aadmi Party, Mr. Arvind Kejriwal. It's very unfortunate that when a young politician comes to the foray, is building schools, it's building hospitals. So instead of competing with him over things that matter to the public, unfortunate that we have to combat.
But Abhinandita, I hate to interrupt here, but see, because we have limited time, and I want to bring you back to the crux of the entire issue, and I'll get RP Singh Saab to respond to this, and then Kapil. See, every time just saying that school banaye hain, hospital banaye hain, mohalla clinic banaye hain, we are being targeted, it's a young party, they are jealous of us, hara nahi sakte. This cannot hold true all the time, because see, at the end of it, what many would say is that why was Sanjay Singh also sent to custody? Why does Manish Sisodia still continue to remain behind bars? Why is Satyendra Jain still not getting any relief from the courts? And to say that, to allude to the fact that all this is political vendetta will not perhaps hold all the time. Now, but RP Singh Saab, there is an interesting bit that Abhinandita raises. She says, why are you running scared of the Aam Aadmi Party?
Let me finish my
Abhinandita,
point.
let's get RP Singh Saab into the conversation and then perhaps you can respond to him. Yes.
Fair enough.
RP Singh Saab, are you scared of the Aam Aadmi Party? And because you cannot defeat them politically, you will keep their netas embroiled in these legal cases, which according to the AAP will ultimately fall flat.
Well, Dipti, who should be scared of the corrupt people? I mean, it should be corrupt who should be scared, or the people who are
And
following the
join the
honest
BJP.
path in the politics, they should be scared. The corrupt are scared. Now, can I... Well, what a bad habit. I mean, how come
Yes, RP
all
Singh
people belong to the same anarchism system? I did I interrupt you even once? You had all your time. So now let me justify what is being said by the court, and it was a court which said last time that if Aam Aadmi Party is a beneficiary, then why not Aam Aadmi Party is being made party to the case? Why not a case against them? Now there's a Indian Express story is dated. Give me a second. Yeah, it's dated 20 October 28, 2022. It categorically states how the Aam Aadmi Party candidate from Gujarat, from Bardoloi, he admitted there are 30 people who have come from, I'm sending you the link of the story, 30 people who have come from Delhi who are working as drivers, peons in the offices of the people who are contesting elections, and they are part of the Hawala racket, which is getting money from Delhi and giving money there, I mean, and using that money there for the elections. And they are Aam Aadmi Party workers who don't hail from Gujarat, but they have come from Delhi only to do this part of this the election. This is official, and then a case was launched against the person. Their MLA candidate has admitted this in the police station under section 164, and it is on record that yes, the people who have come, that my driver is not my driver, but he is a Aam Aadmi Party worker who is a conduit for money being channelized from Delhi.
What report, Mr. Singh, what is this report that you are quoting? I'm afraid I'm interrupting you. I'm very sorry about that, but you are actually, just merely quoting a report in a newspaper and making allegations. Here we are talking about the liquor scam. What are you actually talking about? And it is for everybody to see that it is the BJP, which is this grand washing machine.
Let me read it out. Can I, please?
I'm very sorry.
RP Singh Saab, our question is a little different. And I'll give you just a classic case example of the BRS, sir. The BRS, K. Kavita. Yes. No. I haven't interrupted anyone. I'm just saying that the question that the BJP is being asked today by the Aam Aadmi Party is that BJP is a washing machine, so anyone who comes into the BJP is fine. Sab daag dhul jate hain. But you're after the Aam Aadmi Party is what their allegation is. And then the other question they ask is about the BRS. Why hasn't K. Kavita been arrested yet?
Let's talk about the Aam Aadmi Party in particular. I'll talk about K. Kavita also. Now let me read out the statement of Mr. Rajinder Solanki, who happened to gave a disclosure statement in Surat Rural Police Station, and then he went to the court and gave a statement there also. He said, Saurav has been identified as my driver, but he is not my driver. He is working for AAP. I have met him just 2-3 times. He was sent from Delhi by party, said Rajinder Solanki. When I went to police station to help Saurabh, he told me that money was meant from Aam Aadmi Party campaign expenses that he has brought in agenda. I couldn't get what you said. This money was the money which was.
I'm saying this reference that you're making, is it about the Liquorgate scam?
Earned through the Liquorgate. Yes, this money was illicitly earned through Liquorgate and then transferred to Gujarat for elections. So transferred to Gujarat for elections. What's amazing in it? This is a man who has testified, who has given testimony in the police station, in the court, when he was caught red-handed. And he said, and because
you love to quote RP Singh Saab a lot of reports, and that's an allegation that has to be established by the agencies, Abhinandita. So if there is a money trail, or if the agencies believe that the Aam Aadmi Party can be named as an accused, we'll have to wait and see what is the kind of evidence they will put out. But RP Singh Saab, before I get in Kapil Madan, quickly what the Supreme Court has also asked today, they say and they tell the agencies you cannot keep somebody behind ad infinitum because you are not confident as to when you can argue on charges, because once the charge sheet is filed, you cannot keep him behind like this without any evidence. And to this, the ASG then says, Kapil Madan, that we are contemplating making the AAP as an accused. Now, Kapil, there is obviously a lot of politics in this. There is the I-India alliance that continues to back charges of corruption. You know, multiple political parties in the I-India alliance today are dealing with charges of corruption. UPA too had that huge baggage of corruption, Kapil. Do you think that the Congress should still be doing business with the Aam Aadmi Party with so many of its top leaders still behind bars?
Well, Deepthi, I will, make a legal argument first before addressing the legal argument. Now, you need to see the context in which, this entire discussion has erupted. Now, the Honorable Supreme Court has categorically sought evidence from the ED against Mr. Sisodia. However, they could not do that. And once the matter was adjourned, now they have come up with, to my understanding, a very illogical kind of a situation wherein they are saying they will make a political party as an accused. Now, my question to Mr. RP Singh would be, though he is not a lawyer, but I will still ask him a question. Then, if you were to make a political party as an accused, first you need to cross the threshold, and I don't see whether our law permits or equates the word company as political party, because whether under the realm of section 70 of the PMLA, can a political party be referred to as company or not? It's a big question. Now, my second point is that how the criminal law functions. Again, I will give some benefit to Mr. Singh because he is not a lawyer and this is a purely legal situation. Now, under our criminal law, there is no provision of vicarious liability. If A commits an offense, you can't make B, liable by using the principal-agent relationship. Now, you admittedly don't have an evidence against Mr. Sisodia. Now, if that plea has failed, you are trying to, bring a political party. First, you need to, identify the evidence against the individual, against a natural person. Once you have that, only then you can impute it to the company. And whether a political party can be construed as a company is again a question mark. Whether that can happen or that cannot happen. So to my, understanding,
but Kapil,
this entire, case.
Kapil, I'm just making a limited point that, you make a lot of legal arguments about technicalities. RP Singh, you ducked my question about corruption. Do you think corruption, Kapil, is a huge issue in the run-up to 2024? The Aam Aadmi Party that again and again, like I repeat, says we are the anti-corruption party. Kattar Imandar बुलाते हैं अपने आप को Kapil, but what is it that the top leaders have not got any relief? You can't say this is vendetta. Do you agree with that charge, Kapil?
Deepthi, what I would say is that once 2G happened, there was a castle that was made in the air, and we know how the castle fell like a pack of cards once the matter was tested in the court. Now, to my understanding, this entire development is happening once the Supreme Court is questioning about the evidence and the agency has failed to give the evidence. Now, there is a new novel theory after filing of the charge sheet where they say that they want to make a political party as an accused. Now, if the agency was
so you're saying this is an afterthought. You're saying this is an afterthought. It has been done with a purpose. RP Singh Saab wants to respond.
I am saying it is not even an afterthought. I am saying whatever they are,
Section
arguing
70
now is legally, it's
Section 70.
It's a false.
Let him respond. RP Singh.
Can I answer legally now?
Yes, RP Singh.
Section 70 of the PMLA Act, subsection 2, clause 1 categorically states, I read it out, company means any body corporate, includes a firm or other associations of individual. Political parties, associations of individuals. It's not me, I'm reading from the law. So, Mr. Kapil Madan, political party can be dealt under Section 70. And it was a court which said last time that if there are evidence, why don't you Can I complete? Allow me to complete for a second. I mean, don't haggle like Aam Aadmi Party. You're a sensible lawyer,
Yes.
and then hails from a party which has a good history. I mean, so this is what section 70 subsection 2 para 1 says. So what I'm trying to say is that I just now read out the part of the admitted evidence by the Aam Aadmi Party MLA the person who contested last time as
Okay.
an MLA from the
No, but
Gujarat,
RP Singh Saab,
and he's
you
on
know,
record saying
my
so.
debate is
Yeah,
largely
so-
on corruption. What happens to the AAP in case it gets named as an accused tomorrow? What happens then? You know, these are important questions, but the question that you also haven't answered, much like Kapil and Abhinandita,
So,
is that Abhi
I'll
saying
answer
that
that
there is
also.
no corruption in the BJP? And you want to prove RP Singh Saab that Baki sab bhrasht hai. Only we are the ones who are clean. Is that the narrative for
Dipti,
2024 RP Singh Saab? Very quickly.
Dipti,
Yes.
Dipti, ask Kapil Madan, you seek help of Kapil Madan
Yes,
and
sir.
ask him to hire the best lawyers, I'll pay for them, and then go to court against us.
No,
And then
you've
file
said
charges
this a
against us.
number of times, and I've
Do
always
that,
said
please.
this. It's a
I'll
job
be
of the
very obliged.
agencies, sir. It's the job of the agencies to
then
do
what is
it.
the answer? I mean,
You can
can't-
say that
because
someone like an Ajit
because
Pawar
there
is
is
not
no case
corrupt now
against us
because
because
he's
we are
joined
honest
hands with the
party.
BJP.
That's why you
I
keep
let the
raising
viewers
this
decide.
question.
The Congress has its own legacy, its own allegations of corruption to defend. Abhinandita, I'll give you the last word. Abhinandita, the last word. What happens tomorrow? I mean, Arvind Kejriwal has said कि धीरे-धीरे सबको arrest किया जाएगा. So is Arvind Kejriwal prepared now that the net is closing in on the Aam Aadmi Party and perhaps on Arvind Kejriwal? What happens in case you cease to exist as a political party, Abhinandita? हाँ, Abhinandita.
There have been many.
नहीं और अरविंद केजरीवाल जितनी बार जिसका नाम लेते हैं वो जेल जाता है। वो मनीष
अरे
सिसोदिया
आरपी
था,
सिंह
सत्येंद्र
जी, एक
जैन
मिनट
था,
रुक जाइए
वो
आप।
तोमर
एक
था,
तो आप फैक्ट्स
बीजेपी
पे बात
का
नहीं
नाम
कर रहे हैं।
केजरीवाल ने जब कहा वो
ईगल
जेल
के
गया।
अच्छा, वो जिसका नाम लेते हैं वो जेल जाता है। ये कहते हैं आरपी सिंह। Abhinandita will respond to that. RP Singh sir.
किसने
Yes.
घोटाला किया? He knows
अच्छा
that.
ठीक है देखिए
Okay. We'll give her the last word.
many times it is not the first time that the Aam Aadmi Party it is not the first time that the Aam Aadmi Party is under attack. It is not the first time that the Aam Aadmi Party is being written off. We have sort of gotten used to the fact that we will constantly be attacked by those in power, by those who are threatened by the work that we do, by those who we refuse to join, by those again, under whom we refuse to bow down and remain on our path.
But the court, Abhinandita, is not a political entity. The court is not a political party. The court definitely is not threatened by the rise of the Aam Aadmi Party, as you want to put it. Like I said, Satinder Jain, no relief. Manish Sisodia, no relief. Sanjay Singh, no relief.
At the moment, there is not even an allegation.
Huh.
And in fact, the court has also been saying in the same case that there is actually
Let me
no
remind her
evidence,
of
there
the
is no
court
money
last
trails
time.
of what,
The
if there is
second
no
court
crime, then
categorically
who committed
stated
it?
that he is the architect
If the crime
of
has
the
not happened, if the
complete
crime-
Okay, so no money trail. Don't call us corrupt. RP Singh Saab, I've run out of time, but Mr. S. Kumar, I think wants to come in. So only 10 seconds to him. He's been listening to all of you very patiently. Just give him the last 10 seconds. S. Kumar ji.
Quickly,
There have been cabinet meetings.
No.
in which,
Abhinandita, I've run out of time.
the
S.
cabinet-
Kumar, yes.
There have been cabinet meetings of the government of Delhi in which Chief Minister and Deputy Chief Minister have to okay the cabinet
Yes.
minutes, and the entire party is behind that, the office
Okay.
bearers. At the Liquorgate time in which the licenses have
Okay.
been relaxed or some benefits have been passed on, that is very clear on record. The approvers' statements and the
Okay.
money trail going to Gujarat and Goa elections is proved beyond doubt, and it is all under the scrutiny of Rouse Avenue Court, High Court, and the Honorable Supreme Court. So let the Honorable Supreme Court decide about the evidence
Okay.
available.
Yes. Absolutely. The court will have the final word. And ladies and gentlemen, perhaps we'll meet tomorrow again in case there is a breakthrough, there is a verdict that comes in from the court. Thank you so much, Abhinandita and all gentlemen, for speaking to us right now. Quickly heading into a break. On the other side, back with lots more.
Amity has been ranked India's #1 not-for-profit private university for 11th year, with top 10 ranked institutions in management, engineering, biotech, law, mass comm, telecom, hospitality, fashion and more. Yet another top ranking for Amity University.
We have been reporting from Yakhini, which is less than 500 meters towards the Gaza city. The forces who are very much confident and ready to fight against Hamas terrorists. This time they want to finish the war. They are going to finish the Hamas terrorists, is what the Israel has been speaking from the first day.
We are showing you from the ground zero that how these mega operations are being planned by the security forces, and we have seen how the things are moving here at the ground zero, where the big tanks here on the roads of Gaza Strip, these are moving towards the Ashkelon.
We have been reporting from Yakhini, and there are more than 100 tanks which we can see which has been moving to the Gaza. So while we are talking, there are also explosions that have been happening. Israeli Defense Forces is moving towards the Gaza city.
Preparation has begun for the mega attack that the Israel has prepared on the ground zero, and these are the never seen visuals on the roads of Israel ever before, because there has not been this massive deployment on the ground zero by the Israel forces. But these tanks here on the ground zero, this shows that how this is going to have the impact on the nefarious designs of the enemy.
Trending burning question, powered by Reva University, Century Ply Laminates, co-powered by Acco Insurance and Hyundai Motors.
Welcome back, friends, to this section of Trending Burning Question. A delegation of opposition leaders, mostly MPs of the Rajya Sabha, met Palestinian ambassador in New Delhi today. They condemned Israel in a joint statement. In an attempt to appease, is the opposition trying to sympathize with terror? The letter released by these MPs is a piece of chicanery, a piece of intellectual dishonesty. That's what we're going to discuss and debate. Let's look at this report.
Unspeakable terror acts were committed on October 7th by Hamas. And while India has made its position clear, many in India are trying to lobby for Palestine and questioning Israel. They are holding protests in different parts of the nation.
Protest call has been organized to support the people of Palestine. Posters and banners are supporting and extending their support to Palestine, and the fight against Hamas and the alleged attacks has been given here. And in view of this huge protest call that has been given,
this is the entire group who have come out in huge numbers and are standing in solidarity with Palestine as well. And you can look at it that this is the busy MG Road junction. They're going on a candlelight and a protest march out there as well.
But behind these are the political parties provoking the people. An opposition delegation met the Palestinian ambassador today. In their statement, these opposition leaders condemned Israel.
We met the Palestinian ambassador, and through him we have conveyed our solidarity with the people of Palestine. And now what Israel is doing is nothing but occupation of Palestinian territories. It is Israel which has been conducting the war against the Palestinian people.
They have called it a genocide, while not speaking on the Hamas atrocities. Is the opposition going too far to appease over terrorism?
All right, joining me in a bit, RP Singh of the BJP. He's there, in fact, already connecting his mic. We also have Nikhil Jain, advocate and political analyst, leans towards the Congress party, joining us live from Delhi. And we have Atikur Rahman, Islamic scholar, live from Mumbai. And I would want to begin with you, Atikur Rahman. But before that, for the benefit of viewers, just so that they understand what these MPs have written, which has made me call it a piece of chicanery, a piece of intellectual dishonesty. The letter which is released by these opposition MPs, some of them belong to the Congress party, to the Communist party, Muzaffar Shah of JNK, Subhashini Ali, D. Raja, Dipankar Bhattacharya, of course the incorrigible Manish Shankar Iyer, Manoj Jha of the RJD, Shahid Siddiqui, he's an ex-MP, Kumar Danish Ali, Jena Shrikant, and Santosh Bharatia, among others. So there's some more, Muhammad Afzal, Nadeem Khan. Now, the statement, which is in the form of a press resolution by these MPs who met the Palestinian ambassador in New Delhi today, says that we believe that violence is never a solution. Okay, fine. That the cycle of destruction and suffering should stop. Okay, fine. The international community must exert pressure on the state of Israel. We express our deep concern regarding the ongoing crisis in Gaza and the suffering of the Palestinian people. We strongly condemn the indiscriminate bombing of Palestinians in Gaza by Israel. This is, we believe, an attempt to genocide. Now, it goes on to quote Mahatma Gandhi that Palestine belongs to the Arabs, in the same sense that England belongs to the English and France belongs to the French. And then it goes on to conclude that we firmly assert that now is the time to end their plight. Now, Atikur Rahman, I would have, believed in the morality of this piece of highfalutin press resolution written by these former honorable MPs of India, had they had the courtesy to express similar solidarity with the people of Israel on the day of Hamas attack, had they had the courage, public morality, to have gone and met the Israeli ambassador as well, Atikur Rahman. They did not.
So Abhishek, if I would have agreed with you that this is an act of treachery on the part of the opposition leader, if and only if today the Indian government declares that they have abandoned the long held philosophy of the Indian people and the Indian governments in the past and the present not to support a country which is an occupying force. Israel is an occupying force. It has occupied a territory known as Palestine, a state known as Palestine. It is not the other way around. Second important point I would like to make is the Israelis are a state. The Palestine is a open jail, a open prison. The acts of violence can be thrown off by the Israeli state, which is so mighty in its power intelligence. This open prison people known as Palestine, they are bombarded. They are killed in the hospitals. Their electricity, their supplies, their essentials are cut off, and they are told to move from one place to another, which is 21 kilometers overnight. And you say that the opposition leaders are, committing a crime in your eyes?
Yes, they are committing a crime, Atikur Rahman, and let me tell you how. First, you said what would be India's position. I think India's position was made absolutely clear by the Ministry of External Affairs, and I quote, "Our policy in this regard has been long-standing and consistent. India has always advocated the resumption of direct negotiations towards establishing a sovereign, independent and viable state of Palestine living within secure and recognized borders, side by side at peace with Israel." That's the moral compunction here. That's the moral problem with this letter that has been released by opposition MPs. It fails to mention that Israel is an existing state. And the Free Palestine of Hamas means extermination of Israel from the planet Earth. And that's something which cannot be accepted. Nikhil Jain, you think these honorable former MPs have been dishonest as I think they have been? Or you don't think so?
Abhishek, can you please repeat? There's a lot of issue with the audio. Your audio keeps on going off. And I could not hear the statement.
Every time, Nikhil, you take time to frame your answer and you say there is an audio issue. My question is, have the MPs been dishonest in not mentioning Hamas even once, in not mentioning that Palestine state has to come up, but then not at the expense of Israel?
See, Abhishek, nobody is saying that the state of Palestine should come up at the expense of Israel. Israel is a proper country right now with a properly functioning government.
That's what these MPs seem to be suggesting. They say,
where have they suggested that?
They have not mentioned Hamas even once. They have not even once mentioned that this crisis has started because of the Dastani attack carried out, the massacre carried out by Hamas.
Wait a minute. Hamas represents Palestine in the same manner as any terrorist group operating out of Pakistan represents Pakistan. Hamas is a terrorist group. They are not a government.
Very good, but the MPs don't say that. Mani Shankar Ayyar does not believe in that.
No. The MPs are talking about the state of Palestine, which is very different from Hamas, which is a terrorist group. And all the problems in the world that we have, that is with Hamas. It's not with Palestine. I'm sure, Abhishek, you would not have a problem with the people of Palestine. Your problem is with Hamas, the terrorist group. It is the terrorist group of Hamas that is attacking on Israel. And you can't expect members of parliament or any foreign government for that.
It's not my problem, it's humanity's problem. Hamas is humanity's problem, not my problem.
Absolutely.
Alone. Nikhil, be honest about it.
No. I'm being very honest about it. I'm saying that it is all of our problem. RP Singh Saab, Atikur Rahman Saab, I think we all would agree on one thing, that Hamas is a terrorist group. And that is what they're doing in Israel is wrong. Nobody will condone it. It is absolutely condemnable.
Nikhil, then you think, Nikhil, as a thinking intellectual, you think the honorable former MPs, irrelevant MPs, should have had the basic decency of mentioning the exact thing that you are saying. It would have been, it would have been honesty personified had they done that. And without that, this is a piece of dishonesty. You agree with that?
No, absolutely not. See, when the Indian government engages with Pakistan, do they talk about Lashkar-e-Toiba? Do they talk about the terrorist groups? We want to engage with the government of Pakistan. The same way they want to
Lashkar-e-Toiba, Jaish-e-Mohammed, Hafiz Saeed, Maulana Masood Azhar, Dawood Ibrahim, they are center stage of conversation. We don't talk to them unless they talk about terror and how to solve that problem. That's why there are no talks happening between India and Pakistan.
They are part of the conversation. We don't hold any conversations with them. The Indian government doesn't talk to Dawood Ibrahim. The Indian government talks to Pakistan.
Exactly, because Pakistan does not admit that it is practicing terror as a state policy, and that's why we don't talk to them. And there is no question of talking to anyone who supports Hamas. And they seem to be suggesting, forget Hamas, just take care of the Palestine problem, which of course has to be taken care of, but not at the expense of those Israelis who were killed, massacred, burnt, mutilated by the Hamas terrorists. You have to speak to them, speak about them at least once. My question is, why did these MPs... No. My question is, listen. You're beating around the bush. My question is, why did the MPs not go to meet the Israeli ambassador and make their condolences before going to the Palestinian ambassador? With due respect. Because they are not honest about it. Sardar RP Singh, the para on which on Mahatma Gandhi is so dishonest. Sardar RP Singh, and I want your comment on that. It says, we strongly believe in the statement of Mahatma Gandhi. Palestine belongs to the Arabs in the same sense that England belongs to the English or France belongs to the French, which reflects in his belief of importance of recognizing the sovereignty and territorial rights of Palestinian people. Now, the dishonesty part of this is that this statement by Mahatma Gandhi was in an article he wrote, The Jews, in 1938 in his Harijan. But the same Mahatma Gandhi in 1947 actually evolved his position and said that he believed that the Jews had a good case and a prior claim for Israel. Obviously, we know which came first, the Old Testament or the Quran.
Abhishek, thank you for enlightening your viewers on that subject. That fact is that Mahatma Gandhi changed his stand later on. He evolved his stand and then he took a different stand later on in 1947. But let's talk about this letter itself. The letter where you ended says further, the dire humanitarian situation demands immediate attention and action. Oh, they never uttered a word about the savagery, about the butchery which was committed by Hamas. Not a word. And this is the stand. I will appreciate, Nikhil, you should help Mr. Manishankar Iyer, the former diplomat. You seem to know the diplomacy better than him. But the fact is that it is all because it suits the narrative. It's not that they are supporting Palestine. They are supporting a vote bank politics here. They are trying to consolidate. They are the front of the India alliance. They are trying to consolidate the vote bank here by supporting terror acts. They didn't see how a small child, toddler, was riddled with bullets in his cot. They didn't see how women were raped and were picked, how throats were slit. They never saw that. They turned blind to that. And the other issue, this is shocking that Mr. Nikhil, you are saying that Hamas doesn't represent Palestine. Hamas controls Gaza from last so many years. And then they have not held elections. They got elected by chance and they have not held elections thereafter. And this Gaza Strip was given as a land of peace by Ariel Sharon, then Prime Minister some 20 years back. It is I'm saying it on record. He committed a mistake which India committed by giving land of peace to Pakistan as a Pakistan. And that is coming back to them. 5,000 rockets were shot at Israel. Not a word. Not a word. 5,000 rockets.
May I rebut this, Abhishek?
It's unfortunate at so many levels. It's unfortunate at so many levels that the MPs, with all their erudition and education and exposure, should be doing that. Atikur Rahman, I'm a student of comparative religion. Moses of Judaism or Christianity is also Musa alayhi salam of Muslims. He is a prophet to all three religions. There is so much to share between these Abrahamic faiths. It's actually a war or a strife for land. Palestine or Palestinians have a right to a state, but unfortunately they have pawned their struggle to a violent extremist jihadi organization like Hamas. Until the time Hamas is exterminated, there cannot be any reasonable negotiation. The proof of which is that despite the 2005 Land for Peace agreement, Hamas did not let peace prevail. Despite Israel fully withdrawing from what is called occupied territory of Gaza Strip. So the problem is Hamas, it has to be exterminated, and the MPs could have mentioned that. Atikur Rahman, a very broad view can be taken of this issue if you are clear that no indulgence with terror has to happen. Unfortunately, the MPs did not do that.
Abhishek, even I am a student of comparative religion, and yesterday I was in a conclave in a web seminar wherein a rabbi told us that in 1948 the chief rabbi Dushinsky had addressed the UN, and you know what he said? He said, we furthermore wish to express our definite opposition to a Jewish state in any part of Palestine. The Jewish religion never accepts a state for the Jews. This is very integral to the Jewish religion. There are rabbis which have the opinion that...
No, you are quoting wrongly, I believe, Atikur Rahman, politely, Israel, if I could disagree with you. The book of Exodus in the Old Testament is about God guiding Prophet Moses to their promised land, which was Canaan, the ancient name for Israel. On that note, unfortunately, I've run out of time. Thank you so much, Atikur Rahman, because comparative religion is something maybe we will have to have a conversation once and hope that a solution could be found of this internecine conflict, but not at the expense of negotiating with Hamas. It needs to be condemned. Thank you so much, Atikur Rahman, Nikhil Jain and Sardar R.P. Singh for joining me. A short break on the other side. Arnab Goswami is back with the debate.
Mahua Moitra in cash for query scandal. Hiranandani group linked questions asked by Mahua. Did Mahua ask questions to further business interests? Debating tonight at 9 p.m.